So what I've got here is a resealable bag. Got that charcoal I made the other day with old stretcher frames and picture frame wood that I cut up. And here I have a rolling pin. And I'm crushing all of the rolling pin to make it really fine so that I can use it as a pigment to mix with some cold pressed linseed oil. Now make sure you get it really nice and fine. Really bash that thing. It's very messy, so it makes sense if you put it in another bag as well as that bag. Right, now it's really fine. Here, let me show you. Wow, look how fine it is, amazing. Super fine, real fine. Wow, look at all these things I have. Make sure you wear some marigolds. That's a glass muller, not a sex toy. And this is a piece of glass that I frosted with some silicon carbide. This is some cold pressed linseed oil. This is a palette knife. This is a little dropper bottle thing with some cold pressed linseed oil in, and that's an aluminium tube that I'm going to put the paint in after I've made it. And there we have the powdered charcoal. Now I want you to decant the charcoal onto the piece of frosted glass we've got here, like so. Now I did this outside, so it was windy and some of this went everywhere. So I do this inside normally, but because of I was making a video, I thought better to do it outside with the natural lighting. But yeah, do this inside. Wear a mask so the dust doesn't get in your respiratory system. Now I'm putting the cold pressed linseed oil onto the crushed up charcoal. Putting quite a lot on there because it's quite an absorbent material, more absorbent than other pigments I've used in the past. Now I'm using the palette knife to really get it mixed in. You want it to turn into a paste, sort of like a paste, before you go at it with a glass muller. Doesn't matter if it's all properly mixed in, it'll all mix in when you get the glass muller on there. It's really nice to try and get into paste form with a palette knife first. So yeah. Mixy, 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 mixy. Mix it up. Mix it up. Mixy, 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 mixy. Mixy, 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 mixy. Oh, putting some more in, aren't I? Yep. Yeah, you gotta put some more on there, because there's not much of it. I want to fill that tube up, so I'm putting more down. More of the pigment onto the lid of glass. I'm gonna mix that all up nicely. I think that needs a bit more oil, to be honest. Yeah, there I go. Whack it all on there. It's not enough. I don't know. Is that enough? Probably not. I'll put a bit more on there. Yep. Alright, I need to get on there with a glass muller soon. This is getting a bit boring, isn't it? Just the palette knife. Very boring. Gotta mix it into a paste. There we go, glass malachite. Right, get it all crushed properly with a glass muller. Really try and get it all crushed up nicely with a glass muller. Mix it right into the pigment. Mixy. Mix it all up. It's nice to mix pigment with oil, isn't it? Super easy this is. You'd think it were hard, but it's just super easy. It's easier than making a cake. You didn't even have to put it in the oven afterwards. You're just mixing two things up together to make something to paint with. Super easy peasy lemon squeezy. So the longer you do this process for, the better the paint will be, the better the consistency, the finer it will be. At the moment it'll be quite coarse still, because I've only used a rolling pin to crush the charcoal. But that could be nice. Right, putting more pigment on. As you can see, it's sort of turned into a nice paste, which will be ruined now of putting more pigment on. Lots of the pigment. Crushed up charcoal. Oh yeah. Crush it up and mix it all in again. Because we want loads of this paint so we can tube it up afterwards. Mixy. Mix it all up. Make it into paint. You want to do this until it's nice and sort of shiny and it looks like oil paint. That's the goal. To make it look like oil paint. So just keep doing this for ages. The longer you do it, the better. And now it's time to scrape all the paint off of the muller, get it into the middle, start tubing it up. Now what I do is I scrape the paint and I put it in like this. And then you want to sort of bang it on the table to make the paint go right down to the bottom of the tube. And once you've got all the paint in there, you don't want to fill it right to the top because you've got to squeeze the end and then fold it over using a metal rule and then crimp it with some pliers or something. You don't have to crimp it, but it looks really aesthetic if you crimp it. But I'm not going to show you in this video how to do that because my camera stopped right about in a few seconds. It stopped recording. So there we go, look, you got to tap it down so the paint goes right down to the bottom. You can get these empty aluminium tubes from who start supply stores. I'd look on eBay for a lot of this stuff. You get it a lot cheaper. If you make things yourself as well, like pigments, obviously that's cheaper. So try doing that. Oh, the video cut out now. Goodness sake. It's what happens when you have a 2 GB memory card from who knows when, 2006, something like that. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I don't want to do lots of takes, so this is the first take, voicing over everything. Hope you enjoyed it, hope it helps you somehow. Yeah, see you later. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe to see more fantastic content. Thanks a lot. See you later.